Welcome to the One for the Girls podcast, your one-stop shop for pop culture, dating, and relationships, romance in the real world. I can never say that. Real world. I can't say it fast. I should say that. I'm your host, Haley. I'm joined by my very dear friend and co-host, Carly. Carly, how are you?
I'm grand. Thank you.
So keep listening, ladies. This one's for you. Welcome back, everybody. I'm really excited for this episode of One for the Girls. Last week, we got to relive our childhood from the 90s, and that was really, really fun. So check that out. I believe it's actually dropping today, which you won't listen to this one until after, so that's not really going to help y'all. But we are starting. Yeah, but check it out anyway. Even if you're listening to this one and you haven't heard the 90s one, go back and check it out. This is our new mini series about beauty, all things beauty, from skincare to makeup, hair, nails, all of that. And we are calling it The Bold and Beautiful, because that's what all of you lovely people are, bold and beautiful.
Yes.
And we are starting episode 1 of our mini series with skincare, which is very important. If you didn't know that, you're about to learn. So we'll be covering different topics, like I said, and we actually have products to show you guys when we go over them this week. So you can kind of see what we use and what we recommend and what we don't recommend as well. Before we get started, though, I want to introduce our friends that are joining us and just say Candy had lost her voice, so that's why she's not on the show with us today. We're really sad. We miss her. So Candy, we love you. Please come back. But we have Gabby joining us. Gabby, hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
And for those of you who don't know, but should know, Gabby hosts True Crime and Chill, so check that one out. We have Christian with us.
Hi.
How are you, Christian?
I'm doing good, sleep deprived, but happy.
Yeah. Christian is our host for Nerd Pod, so you got a lot of hosts in this pod. It's kind of great. And as you know, we try to have a guy join us each week just to get their perspective and ideas on things, especially stuff like this, because men should take care of their skin as well. Yes. And there are men that put on makeup. So we want them involved in this beauty series. So again, if you haven't seen or heard Mark's voice in Girls Pod, then you haven't been listening, because he's pretty much a permanent part of our cast. And we are so thankful for that. Thank you for joining us again, Mark. How are you?
I am wonderful, ladies. Just a disclaimer, I am not one of the men who put on makeup, but skincare is important, as we will discuss.
Great, either way.
And you can catch Mark on pretty much every single podcast that we have, hosting UI, Interrupted, and also our editor-in-chief on our ponesmedia.com. So check all of that out, please. We have amazing people in this group. Carly, I'm going to go ahead and pass that back over to you. I know you said you're doing great, but do you want to elaborate?
Yeah, I've had a great day. I've had a great week. I got to see both Haley and Christian yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really seen anybody. So I got
Thanks,
to see,
COVID.
Yeah, I got to see them, and we had some food, and it was basically a belated birthday get together. My birthday was back in May, so. But yeah, I've been doing exceptionally okay, and that's fantastic.
I'm glad. I'm really glad.
Yeah, it's been super fun. I want to hear how y'all's week has been. Does anybody else want to chime in? Haley, I know that you got to see me, so clearly you're probably doing great. I'm kidding.
Yes.
I'm not really that full of myself. But Haley, how's your day been? How's your week been?
For those of you that have listened to our thoughts on the World Today's podcast that Mark and I and Brian, Candy, and Austin did, then you heard I did a 7-hour crime scene, and it's pretty outside. Pretty exhausting. Still sunburnt and dry from that. Sorry for not putting on sunscreen. I thought I was only going to be out there for 2 hours, really early in the morning, not 7 hours. My bad, skincare people. Other than that, the week was really good. That was really exhausting. And then the things that follow after, doing the supplement, entering any kind of evidence, it can kind of consume your week. But seeing you and Christian yesterday made it better.
I'm so glad. Christian, do you feel the same?
Yes, I love hanging out with you guys. You're some of my favorite people. I've had an okay week. It's had its ups and downs. I believe people might be able to see this little munchkin laying here. So if you're watching us on YouTube, I got a new puppy this week. So I'm going on very little sleep and on a very weird schedule. But, we're expanding our little family. So that's always good.
That's fantastic. Mark, have you had a good week?
Yeah, very, very good week. Actually, this is the first week in a while that I was very much looking forward to the weekend. Most times the days kind of blend together when working from home.
Sure.
But this was a particularly stressful work week, so I was actually excited for the weekend for a change. I went and actually spent some time with my parents at their new vacation home that they bought. Anyone who's well, none of you would really be familiar too much with my family, but vacation is very rarely vacation. There's usually some sort of manual labor involved, and that was the case. Basically helped my parents pull up an entire floor because my father, being a contractor, he will buy a place and then decide he likes nothing about it. So he ripped up all the nice hardwood floor because he didn't like it, put in new floor. Next is going to be the tile backsplash. So I'm sure the next time I'm invited to go away for the weekend, it'll be, oh yeah, you want to help me put in some new tiles?
Hey, Mark, you forgot to mention I introduced you to Wawa K-Cups. Okay.
Oh.
That made your
It
week.
arrived today. How about that?
Well, let me know when you try them.
Oh yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, I want to know all about this too because apparently they're legendary. So I need details.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
The thing that I miss about Jersey more than anything else is not having Wawa around. So if I could just have the coffee back, that's a good start.
Well, fantastic. I look forward to hearing about that. What about you, Gabby? How was your week?
It was good. Just very busy because my hours at work are starting to pick up now that our lockdown is finally like almost over in Michigan. So starting to get a lot of my clients I had previous quarantine, they're starting to come back. So things are starting to get a little more hectic, but I look forward to it. I miss working the full-time hours that I had and making a little more money, but I've just enjoyed, being home and working on my house. I've done a lot of gardening with my fiance, and it's been awesome.
Good.
It's such a great outlet if you ever feel anxious or just feel like you need to go outside. Just do some gardening, buy some flowers, water some flowers. It's so
I am so the opposite. I find gardening to not be relaxing. So I was forced to do it in what was called our freshman experience class in college. Carly and I went to the same college. Yes, was it called Flex actually?
Yeah, but it was freshman experience.
Freshman experience. So we had to do like this project for it, and we actually went and gardened. And I was like, "This is the worst thing ever. I don't want to do this ever again."
Yeah,
So.
It definitely was an experience. So it was not false advertising, I suppose. But no, that's fantastic. I just really wanted to hear from you guys before we moved on, just because we're about to like dive into conversation, but I always feel like it's kind of cold and weird if we're like, hey, thanks for joining us. Okay, here's our topic. I want to hear about you guys. I want to hear about your week, and I hope our listeners feel the same way. That they want to hear about you. So yeah, but like Haley already mentioned, we're going to be talking about skincare. This episode, and basically how it's going to work is either Haley or I will guide the conversation, and you can just share with us your favorite products and the techniques that you use, if that applies, for each particular category that we talk about, and then just anything else that you want the listeners to know about your skincare journey. And then at the end, we're each going to have an opportunity to talk a little bit about our actual skincare regimen, like if you want to go step by step or whatever, anything else that you want to add at the end. This is the place for that, for sure. We want to hear all the details because we want to talk about, how skincare might look different from person to person and how that's okay. And maybe we'll get some new ideas. Like if you don't particularly have a routine or something like that, and you hear one of us say a good idea, then at the end, maybe you can share something you want to try. It's all about like learning and making each other feel supported. And also throughout, for each category that we talk about, each skincare product category, we are going to highlight a product from a Black-owned beauty business. we just feel like it's an important thing to look at where our money's going right now and how we can tangibly support the Black community, and not just in this time, but I've really been examining my own self just in general, and looking at like not doing something because it's the popular thing to do, but doing something because it's the right thing to do. So we're going to be highlighting a couple of brands and products through each category we go through. And if any of them sound like something you'd want to try, we really, really encourage you to check those brands out. So without further ado, does everybody feel ready? Does everybody have their
Let's do
products?
this,
Does everybody
yeah.
have their excitement? Okay, that
Yeah.
was very teachery of me. You have your excitement right here? No, but yeah, I'm really excited. So let's just dive right in. We're gonna start our skincare conversation with the category of facial cleansers and makeup removers, because that's pretty foundational. Cleansers are, should be the beginning foundational step in any skincare plan, because, gently removing dirt and excess, gunk from your face is important to keep your skin healthy and to prevent breakouts, but also just to kind of lay the foundation of, everything that you're going to do to your face. So what I've learned, I used to work at a spa, not because I'm super cool or anything, but just because I was managing a spa. I don't have any really fancy like degree in that area. But what I learned from a lot of the skincare specialists, the estheticians there, is that what you put on your face matters, and the order sometimes that you put the products on your face matters, because you're prepping your skin to receive nutrients, basically. So you're cleansing it, you're doing all these things. And so foundationally, we're starting with cleansers. I will start with what I use, and then we can just kind of go around and talk about what we use. And if you know where you bought it, just for our listeners' sake, if it saves them a Google search, that'd be helpful too. But yeah, I use the CeraVe brand. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know much about the brand, honestly, other than the fact that a lot of the estheticians that I met told me that this is a really great brand that is affordable, that they trust as far as being along the lines of a dermatologist level cleanser. I don't know much about the company as far as ethics. I don't know if they're cruelty free. We can do some research on that. I'm not really sure, but I do know that it is a mild detergent like wash. It doesn't really have much of a scent, so it's like really, really calming for my face, which is why I like it. I have sensitive skin. And so that's why I like this one a lot. It's very mild, low fragrance, and I don't use a brush or anything. I don't know if I'm supposed to like use one of the little things, but I just use my hands, truly. And I cleanse my face with this. I really love it. I bought it at Target. I think it's about $10 or $11 at Target, and it's really great because that's pretty affordable. I mean, $10, it's kind of, for a product. Sometimes I get weird about spending $10 on something, but for the value of it, and for the level of product that it is, it's actually pretty affordable, because skincare stuff is not cheap. So $10 at Target. And then as far as makeup remover goes, if I remove my makeup like before I wash my face, I usually just use a Neutrogena wipe that you can get at Walmart for like $5. Yeah, I don't have any more. So, but yes, that's the exact ones that I use, the ones that Haley just showed. But I am currently out of them. I'm out of a couple other products too. So this is just where we are, quarantine. But yeah, so that's me. I want to hear, I guess I'll start with Christian and work my way around my little virtual circle here. Christian, I would love to hear from you about your cleanser and makeup remover situation.
Yeah, so for makeup remover, I like that you brought up, the order of skincare matters too, because I start with a makeup removing balm. I also use it on days when I work out. It helps break down the oil on your skin. So for me, I have combo / oily skin, and I'm very acne prone. So this helps keep my breakouts away. So for our viewers, I have the Green Clean makeup removing balm by Pharmacy. Yes, Haley has a little one there too. pharmacy is cruelty-free. That is something that I'm trying to convert to in my skincare routine. And for anybody that does have more sensitive skin than me, maybe like Carly does, they actually make a version called Very Cherry Clean that has no irritating fragrances in it, no essential oils, nothing like that. And then for my second step, so what I would do after that to get that off and make sure that my skin is clear and my acne issues are taken care of, is I have a product called the Salicylic Acid Cleanser from the Inky List. I got all of these from Sephora. The Inky List cleanser is really cheap. It's only $9, and it has salicylic acid in it, which helps to go into your pores and clear them out. So for all my acne peeps out there, all the people who feel the struggle, it's a really, really awesome cleanser.
I love that. Sephora. I'll have to check that out. Gabby, I'd love to hear from you next. What is your cleansing routine?
So it really depends on whether or not I'm wearing makeup that day, or if I spend a lot of time outside, doing gardening or whatever, just being outside. But on a normal day, I like to use this Kale Detox face wash from Pacifica. It removes makeup and cleanse and tones. It has coconut water, clay and super greens, and it has a lot of antioxidants, and it's good for oily and blemish-prone skin. I got this at Ulta. I think it was around $12 to $14, but if you ever sign up for Ulta's rewards program or their mailing list, they always send a $3.50 off coupon and some other coupons in the mail. So this one's very good, and I like to use this one on regular days when I'm not wearing makeup. It's very calming. But on other days, maybe about once or twice a week, if I feel like my skin is just feeling a little rough, I like to use this 2-in-1 cleanser and exfoliator from Bliss. Both of those products, or those brands, are cruelty-free. I got this at Target. I think it was about maybe $10 to $11. And this is really good because the cleanser feels great on the skin. It's very calming as well, but it has bamboo buffers in it, so it doesn't feel like a deep exfoliant, and it just feels very natural. And after I'm done washing my face, it feels so fresh. I absolutely love it. And then for makeup remover, I like using the brand Yes To. I feel like they have a lot of products that tailor to people with different skin types. So if you have really acne-prone skin, they have the Yes To tomatoes that help with acne control. This one I like using if my skin feels really dry. This is the Yes To coconut makeup remover wipes. They're very hydrating and restoring. And then sometimes if I'm having pretty difficult time getting my makeup off, I like using a micellar water.
Mm-hmm.
This one is Joa. I got this at CVS. It was like $9 for this gigantic thing. All you use is a cotton round, and it strips off your makeup really well before you go and wash off your face. And sometimes if you don't have the ability to wash your face for whatever reason, you're feeling lazy or you just don't have the ability, a micellar water is a great alternative to washing your face because it does cleanse your skin very well and it strips off all the makeup.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that I use one often, but I didn't want to mention it as much because first of all, I don't have the bottle with me. But second of all, it's very sparingly, but I have found that to be true, that it really does a good job of cleansing my skin, and it makes my face feel really fresh, which if I ever use a face cleansing product that doesn't feel fresh, I don't like to use it again because when I'm done, I want my face to feel refreshed. So that's my 2 cents there. But I love that. So you said Sephora and Target is where your products are from mainly?
Yeah,
Is that right?
Yeah, and
Ulta. Yeah.
But I do get some products from CVS and Sephora as well. It just depends on the availability and the money I have to spend on it.
Sure. Love it. Thank you. Mark, I'd love to hear about your cleansing routine for your skin.
Sure. So I, luckily, in my young adult to adult years, I have not struggled with the same skin issues as I did when I was a kid. I was very breakout prone when I was a preteen and teen, and that's when I had a bad experience with a company that I'm sure we'll delve into that at a later time in the pod. The company that I had a bad experience with, but no, as I got older, I didn't have as much of an issue with breakouts, very luckily. But even though I don't really suffer from breakouts anymore, occasionally, my skin will get, my face mainly will just get like a little bit oily from time to time, which, I'm not exactly sure if it's stress induced or if it just happens. And one of the things that I do to combat that is I actually found, originally I would, go into the bathroom and wash my face with soap and water. Not a good idea. The soap not necessarily a good idea. And so I actually just switched to just, kind of every few hours I would go into the bathroom, whether it was, in school or then at work, and I would wash my face with first some warm water, and then some cold water. And as my mom would always put it, and I've never known her to lie to me, it was the warm water to kind of open your pores up and allow you to kind of clean your face, and then cold water to kind of snap them shut. So
that
that's
checks,
something that
checks out.
yeah. So that's something that I just do pretty much daily. Like that I will do several times a day, just to kind of keep my face from kind of getting oily. But then additionally, I do have this product here, and this is a charcoal kind of detoxifying blackhead clearing mask. So not going to put it on right now, but
Come on.
but I usually will use and this it's costs $8, pretty much anywhere you can get basic skin products. This is actually something because on my nose sometimes I'll notice either it's very small blackheads or maybe just my pores kind of widening up, and so I'll kind of put that on 2-3 times a week, maybe at night. Leave it on for a couple hours, and it does a great job. It kind of keeps my skin from getting oily. I can usually feel the blackheads start to kind of shrink a little bit. So even though I don't have the issues that I had when I was growing up, I do still like to kind of make sure that there's no chance of any problems returning.
Sure. I'm prone to blackheads too, so I totally get that. I'm tracking with you there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I bought a blackhead remover tool. I'm super pumped about it. It's electronic ones, not like the little, the ones that extract
that
it.
press. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm so pumped about it because
Awesome.
yeah.
Because I have one of the traditional tools, but I find them to be so painful. I just let an esthetician do it. I don't do it myself because I can't. It hurts too much. So if you have one that does not hurt, that is safe, we'll
let you know.
Yeah, because that's fantastic. We'll need an update.
Yeah.
For sure. Awesome. Okay, well, Haley, what about you?
So first off, if you watch Queer Eye, then you know Jonathan Van Ness would be crying and so mad that you said soap and water. Mark. He would be so mad at you. But I was just watching it earlier today. So yes, I mean, at least you know that it does not work, and that's great. I will say, I just wanted to let you guys know, because I talked to my grandma earlier today, and she said that she was super happy we were doing this topic because she was not taught things to take care of her skin at a young age, and she actually did not start using moisturizer till 60. So
wow.
I just want to let you guys know that she was really excited for this one to come out too, because
good.
Just to be very informative. So I am one of those people that need to learn from this. I was very fortunate growing up, and I would say I had really good skin. I didn't have breakouts. I mean, I feel like I never had them in high school or middle school that I can remember. So I actually don't have like a routine, and I'm the type of person that it needs to be instant. Like I do not want to spend time in the morning because I'm not a morning person. I wake up, I want to do like brush my teeth, get dressed and leave. Like I do not want to spend time on myself, which I know I need to. But the time I do take off my makeup, that is super important. I learned that probably from knowing Christian, honestly, because I know me and her go shopping for makeup a lot, and just the damage it can do to your skin, and the type of like styes and eye infections you can get from not taking your makeup off. It's really important. So as you saw, I do have the Neutrogena wipes, but my favorite are actually the e.l.f. ones. I just don't have them right now. I'm not a huge fan of Neutrogena ones because I almost feel like they leave kind of a greasiness on my face. But I have 2 of these, so I'm going to use them and then find myself the e.l.f. ones, which are really cheap. I get them at Target. I haven't really found them anywhere else yet, and I think they're like $5 for a whole bunch of them like this. And I buy the 2-pack. And then you saw that I have the Green Clean, which I bought because of Christian. I will say I've probably used it twice. It works really, really well, but because I'm lazy, I use the wipes, and that's pretty much it. My favorite, and hopefully I can say this right, Christian can correct me if I'm wrong, is the IT Cosmetics, the Bye Bye Makeup cleansing balm as well. But that is like $40. So I buy e.l.f. makeup wipes for that reason. I also, which you're going to hear a lot in this video, or in the podcast, and then if you watch on YouTube, you'll see a lot of my products are Mary Kay because I used to sell them. Unfortunately, I was told they were cruelty-free, which is one of the major reasons, other than the charity work that they do, which is amazing still, for domestic violence survivors and stuff. But I was told it's cruelty-free, so I started selling it, and it's not. And I tried to make sure that all of my makeup, I'm still trying to get all of my skincare and hair stuff to be cruelty-free. I'm in the process of doing research and phasing out all of my old stuff. So it's not in its bottle. It's in a travel bottle. But it's the Mary Kay cleanser for normal to dry skin. I can't tell you the last time I used it, guys. Honestly, I take my makeup off, and that is probably it. I wash my face in the shower. I do have one of their other collections. It's a botanical type one for sensitive skin in my shower. The only reason I still have these are because I had to purchase this stuff with my own money. As I was telling my wonderful castmates before this, I spent $500 of my own money to get inventory, and I spent that on a credit card. So I still have that debt, and I don't sell it anymore. And these are products that I had to sell, but because I stopped selling it, they're pretty much mine, and I used them. I will say when I used it, it worked, but I'm just not willing to support a company that is not cruelty-free and that kind of lies to people and says that they are, but they sell in China, so they can't be. That's my little rant, but you'll hear more of it, I'm sure, because all of these products up here are Mary Kay. So, sorry, I had my phone shut down. So I'm going to be looking down a little bit and make sure I get these names right. But like Carly said, that we're going to be highlighting some Black-owned beauty businesses, which is amazing. And I want to start with, and Carly can correct me if I butcher anything, hopefully, is the Butter Skin by Dorian Renaud. The cleanser, Nod, thank you. The cleanser is $15, so really, really good. That's a good price. It has soothing, gosh, I cannot talk, coconut and palm oils, and also lavender. You can find it online at butterskin.com. So guys, if you like those types of things like lavender and coconut oil and stuff, go ahead and check that out. Personally, I absolutely hate lavender, so unfortunately, I probably wouldn't be able to try this one. But I am looking forward to trying some of the stuff that you had. That one that you got at CVS, Gabby, I want to try that one.
It's called Joa, and it's called Love You Matcha.
Okay. I'm going to have to check it out because I love CVS. So I used to work at one.
Products.
So, so for everybody else who does not mind the scent of lavender, go check that out. Go to their website.
Yeah, and it's butter like butter, but like instead of butter, it's BUTTAH.
I was trying to say it that
way.
Butter
skin.
Butter. Okay. Anyways, our next question is going to be about toners and exfoliators. Toners are used gently to refresh your skin without stripping it of its natural oils and prepping your skin for other skin treatments that you may apply. Exfoliators remove the barrier of dead skin cells that clog your face and your pores and helps your skin absorb those products. So if you use a toner and exfoliator, what do you guys use? I'm going to start, but like I said, it's going to be Mary Kay. But I did have great results with their exfoliator and their toner, and they also had a like chemical peel that wasn't chemicals, so it didn't hurt your face, it didn't burn, it didn't strip, but it worked because I went outside like you're not supposed to, and I got sunburned instantly. So I have their microdermabrasion. I still do use this sometimes. I don't know, if people know, if they don't know, you're not supposed to do microdermabrasion stuff every day, exfoliators every day. You should at least do it every other day or every 2 days because that's just, you're pulling off layers of your skin and that's why you get sunburnt. And then for the toner, I don't know if you call this one a toner technically, but it's a pore minimizer. This is all from their Time Wise collection. So basically you do this first, then you put this to close those pores that you opened. So that way you don't get stuff into it that you just opened. Simple as that. I need some of y'all's suggestions so I can replace these non-cruelty free brand with some good ones. So I am going to go around our little circle here and I'm going to go the opposite way. I know, Mark, you talked about the mask, but was there any kind of other exfoliator or toner that you may use?
So not anymore. I did use Proactive when I was
Me too, Mark.
routine. That was the company that I alluded to earlier. I think that Rodan and Fields is a scam. Won't delve too much into that, but I did use a toner at that time, along with. I mean, I had the whole kit, and I think that my acne problems and breakup problems went away I think it just kind of happened to go away naturally. I don't think that those products actually did much for me. In fact, at times, especially the toner, it seems like it just kind of exacerbated and made the breakouts a little bit more noticeable. So I was not a fan of Rodan and Fields Proactive.
Yeah, I had the same experience with Proactive. It broke me out. Like I said, I was very, very fortunate, very lucky to have really good skin growing up. Especially in my teenage years. So I really used Proactive for that like occasional acne and it created a whole lot more. So I stopped using it instantly. What about you, Gabby? What are some exfoliators and toners that you use?
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I had the same problem with Proactive when I was a kid. My grandma she bought me the whole set, like all the steps, and I had terrible skin as a teenager and growing up. So I thought Proactive was going to be the solution to all my problems, but it would dry out my skin. It would cause more breakouts. It just made me look like I had sandpaper on my skin. It just looked terrible. But now that I take care of my skin and I pay a lot more attention to when I have breakouts, when they get bad the most, and especially the time of year because I live up north and we have winter and I get horrible dry skin during the winter, so I exfoliate a little bit more. But now that summer, I exfoliate a little bit less because my skin gets a little oilier, but about 1 to 2 times a week I still use the same exfoliator. It's a cleanser and exfoliator with the bamboo. I try not to exfoliate too much because it's bad for your skin if you exfoliate, because then it can cause little tears in your skin. Every once in a while, I'll do a face mask. This pumpkin powerhouse, it's a deep exfoliating. It has enzymes in it. This is also by Bliss, the same company that I just showed you with the cleanser and bamboo, both cruelty-free. And for toners, it really depends on if my skin is super dry, but this one, it's a hydrating toner by Dickinson's. I think I got this one maybe at Ulta, I forget, but it's not that expensive. It's all natural, cruelty-free. And then Now, since my skin isn't super dry and it gets a little bit oilier and my pores get a little more clogged, I use the same brand, but they're pore perfecting toner. I think you can get these both at CVS. They're not that expensive. I think this one's a little more expensive, but you get a lot of product for about $9, maybe $7 to $9. So it's definitely worth the money for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought up that like different times of the year affect our skin differently. And also, I know that we talked about in our group chat, our time in the month as women really affects whether or not, our hormones changing. So being diabetic, my blood sugar numbers can throw off my hormones. So lately, I've been dealing with a lot of acne. So instead of having it in my younger years, I'm having it now. So it's really exciting to learn of some of these things for like acne problems because I can probably try some of these and help myself out while trying to get my numbers regulated so that hopefully even out my hormones. Christian, exfoliators and toners.
So I don't use the toner anymore. Like I said, I have acne issues. I pretty much always have like Mark, I started off on Proactive when I was going through my hormonal teenage years. And then luckily, I'm about to be 28 and it's just stuck around. So over time, I realized especially I feel like people with acne or people with oily skin tend to overtreat our skin and we do too much to it, which does exacerbate our problems. So I've kind of, backpedaled on that some. I don't use an actual toner, but I'm trying out right now this spray called Save Our Skin SOS from Tower 28. Tower 28 is actually a really cool brand, again, sold at Sephora. This is supposed to be antibacterial. I do suffer from different types of acne. So sometimes it sounds really gross, but I suffer from something called fungal acne, which has to be treated differently from like hormonal acne and all that kind of stuff. And that's supposed to help with that. And I don't have my physical exfoliator here because my brother's suffering from some acne and I passed it on to him to try. But people who use like salicylic acid and stuff really need physical exfoliators because we're sloughing stuff off of our faces. And I like the Good Molecules Pineapple Enzyme Exfoliator. It's a powder. So you pour a little bit of powder in your hand, you put like a drop of water in, and you very gently exfoliate your face. And it's supposed to, along with the enzymes, be a really, really easy method for your skin to be able to, exfoliate and take all the dead skin cells off. So those would be my recommendations. Both of those companies are cruelty-free also.
Nice. Yeah. And Carly, what about you?
So for me, I use, I don't have the bottle. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm out and I didn't buy more. But I use the Burt's Bees Rose Water Toner. I find it to be very hydrating and very gentle, which is why I've stuck with it. It's about $11 at Walmart, but actually, as of right now, which I don't know when you're going to be listening to this, it might be a week from now, but as of right now on burtsbees.com, it is on sale for $9. So if you hear this and you sound interested or you feel interested in that and you want to check it out, it might still be on sale on their actual website. But that's what I use. I don't really use an exfoliator that much. I mean, occasionally, like if I'm going to, the one exfoliator that I would use, which I actually don't recommend, but I'm going to talk about it. St. Ives has an exfoliator that's like an apricot type scrub, and I would use that. And the main reason why I say I don't really endorse that right now is just because it has like bits of walnut for the exfoliator, and that's just really harsh on your skin. In reality, most times your skin on your face really doesn't need as much as you would think it does in order to be exfoliated. It's actually requires very, very little to actually get that exfoliation. So I don't really use it that much. And I don't find that I feel that I need to, as far as like, feeling like I need to slough off any like gunky skin cells. But something I did want to talk about, since we were talking about our skin and how, it kind of depends on the time of year. I do know that with me getting like a professional exfoliation done whenever I get a facial, it's helpful. And something that is relevant, I think, to learn about is that our skin does require different care for the seasons. So if you are a Bala on a budget and thinking about getting a facial is like daunting to you financially, which I get because it's sometimes can be daunting financially, um, you don't have to think about going and getting a facial like every other week. I mean, anything like that. As long as you get a facial maybe twice a year or every time the seasons change, you can be doing a lot of really good things for your skin. And it's, 2 to 4 times a year, which might be more doable. So I just wanted to throw that in because that's what it reminded me of that whenever Gabby, you mentioned about your skin changing with the seasons. And that's a great time to like get some attention to your face by like an esthetician. And if you can't afford to do it all the time, then maybe you can afford to do it twice a year or, however much you feel you can. So I just wanted to throw that in. But yeah, so the one that I do recommend though, I really like Burt's Bees. I enjoy the way it feels and the results. So it's pretty inexpensive too for it's run of the mill, I guess. Most toners, I guess that we mentioned are about $9 to $11. I feel like that's pretty fair. And I'd like to highlight a toner from a great Black-owned beauty brand. It's called Epilogic. They have a toner called Even Balance CoQ10 Facial Toner. And it just helps restore your skin to its natural and ideal pH balance. It's a really great product. I have not tried it, but based on all of the reviews and based on what people have said, they really recommend it. I plan on trying it. It's on my list of things to try. You can find it on brooklynfaceandeye.com. So if you want to try a new toner and you don't know where to start and you're not sure of any of these brands, you can check out that toner. And I think we're going to try our best to either tag all these accounts on Twitter or maybe link them in our YouTube description for these companies, so you can just hop on to find these websites. Just a disclaimer. So if you're like frantically trying to write it down or like whatever, have no fear. I think we're going to try to link those for you if we can. So with that, we are going to move on to our next category, and we're going to talk about serums. Serums are a great way of delivering just a potent shot of, nutrients and ingredients directly into your skin. And especially if you take attention in how you've done your skincare so far. You've cleansed your face, you've opened your pores, and you've prepared your skin to receive these nutrients. And so that's where serums really come into play. Like if you're trying to get some specific nutrients directly to your face. So if any of you use a serum, we're going to talk about those. I'll talk about mine first. I use the same brand. It's CeraVe. It's a vitamin C serum, and it's, skin renewing. I really like it. The only thing about vitamin C serum, well, in any serum, and any skincare product really, is that they oxidize quickly. And so quickly meaning like 6 months to a year. And I just find that since my skin is so sensitive, sometimes I only use like maybe half of the bottle or more by the time that it's like done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just be mindful on any of these. Most of them are going to be 6 months to a year in the bottle being like good to use on your skin. Most of the time they won't be dangerous. They just might not be as helpful for your skin. And when it comes to things like vitamin C serums, a lot of times they oxidize. And what that means is that it changes color and it'll still be effective, but like your face will be more orange or brown, which can be kind of unsettling if you're going to be using it like in the morning, in the daytime, or anything like that. But that's what I use. I really love it besides that. And that's not something about this brand. That's just the nature of these products in general and like vitamin C serums or other serums that are prone to oxidation. But I really, really love this one. I think this serum, I know I got it at Walmart. I think it's a little bit more pricey. I think this was about $20, $18 to $20. I know that there are some more affordable versions, but usually whenever you start to get into serums, a lot of times you are going to pay a little bit more because it's a very specialized product, whatever serum you get. But But yeah, I love this one. It's very smooth on your skin, and for people with sensitive skin, I didn't have any problems. So you can patch test that and try it for yourself if you'd like. But I want to hear from the rest of you, so I'll start with you, Christian.
So for serums, I'm going to sound like a broken record, so I'm just going to kind of stop
you're
saying
fine.
it. A lot of my stuff is based around like my acne issues and my struggles with that. So I have a little sample from a brand called Herbivore, also sold at Sephora. This is an AHA and BHA serum. So your AHAs are acids, it's alpha hydroxy acids, and BHAs are beta hydroxy acids. Anytime you hear beta hydroxy acid or BHA, it's salicylic acid, which I already talked about. So this is an exfoliating serum. It's supposed to go down into your pores and work on the top layers of your skin to help out with any issues you're having there. I've also used Good Genes by Sunday Riley. This product is very, very expensive, and the company has become kind of controversial in future years. So I'm just using up all the little samples I have of this, and I won't be purchasing anymore. But it is really good if anybody wants like a bougie, effective serum to use. And just throwing it in, because it's kind of a serum. I didn't really know where to fit it into this, but I wanted to talk about it. I know all of us who have used Proactive have probably heard of benzoyl peroxide. It's their ingredient that they tout as being, able to treat your acne. So I have just a gel of it, and I use that as a spot treatment, not all over my face, because this is a little extreme for your whole face. So that's my other thing that I use as kind of a serum step. Yeah, those are mine. The first two I mentioned are available at Sephora. Both are cruelty-free. I'm 99% sure. The benzoyl peroxide gel I got at Target, so nice and cheap. It is up and up, and they say they're cruelty-free, but the resource I follow is it's a girl who runs a site called Cruelty Free Kitty. She does not consider it cruelty-free, so I also do not. But I did want to shout her out for anybody who's listening and does want to transition like their skincare and their makeup over. She's not the only one, but Cruelty Free Kitty is the one that I follow personally for that.
That's fantastic. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Love it. I'm going to check some of those things out, actually, because I'm really interested. So thank you.
Good.
Yeah. What about you, Gabby?
So I also do follow Cruelty Free Kitty, but I also follow the Leaping Bunny program.
There you go.
Of cruelty-free list. I do not follow PETA because PETA is a little extreme with what they consider cruelty-free and not. They completely no leniency. And I mean, I always use cruelty-free to my discretion and what I feel is allowable or not. I mean, some brands are owned by other brands that do condone testing on animals, but the brand itself does not. And there are other brands where they're made in China, and China as a country, they do not require, I believe they don't require animal testing, but they require it when they retrieve foreign products. So if you have a product sold in the USA or made in the USA and they sell in China, then they test on animals. But if it's made in China and they sell it to the USA, then I don't think they test on animals. So rules are kind of weird, but I always, when they ask me about cruelty-free brands, because that's all I use it to your discretion on what you think is okay and not okay. And also there are people who like strictly vegan products. So again, you have your own discretion. But for serums, I use two. I use one in the morning and then one at night. In the morning, I use the Shea Moisture Papaya and Vitamin C. Shea Moisture is also an African-American owned company. Their skincare products are great. They're phenomenal. Vitamin C, I like to use in the morning because it has a brightening effect. It's really good for trying to brighten up acne, broken out areas, or red spots on your skin. And then at night, I like using a collagen serum. This is by Pixie. It's called the Collagen and Retinol Serum. And collagen is really good at blurring out those fine lines on your skin and kind of giving you like a reverse aging effect. And I got the Pixie serum at Target, and I got the Shea Moisture serum at Ulta, and they're both not that expensive, probably about 10 to $11, but I think they're great, and I definitely think Shea Moisture's skincare products are awesome.
Love. I actually have one of their products that I'm going to be highlighting later. So I agree with you. I think it's fantastic. Love that. Mark, do you use a serum? Have you ever used a serum that you like to chime in? I don't want to, assume that you have or haven't. So.
No, so I haven't. I did not know that existed until about 10 minutes ago. But I think this is awesome. I'm learning. I'm actually learning quite a bit, and that's actually something that I might look into now. Because that's I'm learning a lot from all of you this evening. At this point, I have not used any sort of serums.
Totally, and that's the thing about skincare. I think. In Western culture anyway, I don't want to say in the USA because it's not just here, but in Western culture, we kind of market all of this as just being like for women, but really skincare is for men. And really, I mean, makeup is for everybody too, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean,
beauty
that's
is
a totally different
conversation.
conversation.
Yeah,
but like, I just want to say for all of the guys who are listening to this, like I wish I could just throw a rock at the stigma of having a skincare regimen being like unmanly or whatever that means. Because in reality, like keeping your skin healthy is just like keeping any other part of your body healthy. And your skin's a really important organ. So anyway, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. But Mark, I'm really glad to hear that you're learning fun things. And we're gonna keep going to you in every category, whether or not you have, because you might chime in or whatever. So I really appreciate you being a part of the conversation. So for what it's worth. Yeah. Awesome. So Haley, I will bounce over to you.
Mark, I am also learning because like I said at the beginning, I don't have a routine. I am not taking care of my skin the way I'm supposed to. All the Mary Kay products I do not use anymore. Like Gabby said, they sell in China, which means that they are required to test on animals. And I am just so against testing on animals. I just think it's just cruel. Like that's why I call it cruelty free. But I just can't condone it. And there's been quite a few brands that we'll discuss in later episodes from makeup that I'll bring up that I started using, and then I did my research afterwards and learned that they weren't cruelty free. Then you get kind of disappointed because the product worked, but now you like morally don't want to buy it. So that's kind of where I am on this. This is the Mary Kay Night Solution, and they also have a day solution, but I would talk about that when we get to moisturizers and SPF, just because it's more for that stuff than it is a serum, in my opinion. This nighttime solution, it to me is more of a serum. It's like a clear liquid. And you put it on at night, and it's supposed to tighten at night. And honestly, I put it on and immediately feel like it's tightening my skin. So it did work, in my opinion, and I did really love it, but I just don't support the company anymore. So I'm not going to say go buy it.
Maybe. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I don't know
you're
why
good.
we've never talked about this before, but maybe we should look at your ingredients and you and I can go shopping. See if we can find some stuff with similar ingredients.
I was like, man, I really need, like, I'm learning so much from you three women here that I need to like make myself a list so I can throw this stuff away. Because for the most part, well, first off, some of this is probably expired, not gonna lie. For the most part, I don't use it, but then I'll be like, oh crap, I really need to like put some moisturizer on, and I'll go grab it because it's all I have in my bathroom. So I'm like, I need to use this moisturizer. So I would like to go out and buy some stuff, maybe some stuff that doesn't break the bank. So it's really nice that you guys have some of the prices. But yeah, I'm really excited for our future categories here, so I can start making my list afterwards. And if you haven't learned already from this episode, Christian goes to Sephora a lot, and I'm sure almost every single time. We have an addiction to going and trying, and Ulta too. Not going to leave Ulta out. I just shop at Sephora
not at all.
because of the point system. Ulta is a little bit better. I think you can use it to get money off.
For cash,
yeah. I just don't spend enough money at Ulta for that to matter. Anyways, going to go off on a rant there, but make my list for Sephora here soon. Before we move on, of course, we have to highlight a Black-owned business when it comes to serums. And that is going to be the beauty brand called Mary Louise Cosmetics. And they have a miracle serum that is designed to penetrate your skin and treat acne scarring. So anybody that has some issues with scarring from their acne,
right.
hyperpigmentation and dark spots.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got some really cool qualities, some real things that people deal with a lot and maybe don't know what products to use. You can find it on mymarylouise.com. Tried to say it a little bit slower for those who are writing it down as they're listening or watching. So yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot of people who had acne, were acne prone, and got some scars from it because you maybe picked at them too much. If you're like me, I pick at them and turn them into scabs. So it's not really a scar for me, but I know that acne scarring can be a major problem. So maybe check out this company and this product because that may help. So our next question that we're going to go to is going to be retinol creams. And retinol is a derivative of vitamin A that stimulates collagen production. And what that means is it just firms up fine lines and wrinkles, which, you know, for I know women, but men too, they just don't talk about it enough. That is a thing that concerns us as we age, fine lines and wrinkles. So if you use a retinol cream or another kind of eye cream maybe, then I want to hear about it. Not gonna lie, I didn't know about retinol until I would start shopping at Sephora with Christian. So I do not have any retinol type products. I do have the Mary Kay Firming Eye Cream, the little tiny thing here. I just put it on your little pinky and then you lightly tap underneath your eye because if you don't know, that skin is really thin and you can't be dragging things across because it's really thin, so it's really bad for it and it can hurt your skin. So you just put a few drops on towards the end of your routine. It's supposed to just help firm up that area. I don't think I used it enough to really know if it worked. I struggle with a lot of dark spots underneath there, so that's become my primary concern. Not necessarily fine lines or wrinkles, because I think aging is still beauty. It's okay to have those things, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Especially laugh lines. That means we're living our life and we're enjoying it.
Right.
So dark spots are more of my concern. So if you ladies have any recommendations for dark spots, I would love to hear those. Or Mark, you know, I don't leave you out of that. So actually, I am going to go to Mark and see, you know, if any retinol or eye creams that you might have used in the past, use now, or know of.
No, not yet. Well, you never know, but I mean, I smile so often and never frown that I've not experienced, nor am I worried about wrinkles just yet. But I'm going to listen to the entries from our panel here and see if I can get some good suggestions.
Me too. So we'll go to Gabby. Gabby, I know that you mentioned a little bit of retinol in one of your products just a second ago, but I'd like to see what else you got. Any eye creams?
Yeah, so the serum that I mentioned has collagen and retinol. I also use every once in a while at night. They have a Pixie, the same brand as the serum, has a collagen and retinol cleanser face wash. That is, I think, a little more expensive than their serum, but I also got that at Target. And then for an eye cream, this one's almost out, so I have to get more. I use an Honest Beauty Instant Plump Eye Cream, and I absolutely love it. I think I used it maybe 4 times before I started to see the dark spots under my eyes starting to brighten up. So if you love Jessica Alba, she owns the Honest Beauty brand, and her products are really good. They're all natural, cruelty-free as well. So I definitely recommend this for an eye cream. Since I'm almost out and I don't know when I'll have the next time to go to Target, I haven't tried it yet, but I bought the Burt's Bees eye cream. It's for sensitive skin. So if you guys have this and you've tried it, let me know because I haven't tried it yet.
Ooh. Well, that's really exciting. I really want to try that Honest one now because that's what I'm looking for, is to brighten under my eyes. And I do love Jessica Alba and her company and, you know, all the stuff that.
Very good.
Yeah. And I haven't tried it yet, but I've just heard so much about it. I think I saw her on the Kelly Clarkson show because, as we've learned previous episodes, I'm obsessed with Kelly Clarkson. So I watch her talk show and Jessica Alba was on there. And so I need to try that. I'm going to add that to my list here.
It's really good as well. I'm sure you guys, when you talk about makeup products, she has like awesome makeup products. They're all natural and they're really good for your skin, and they don't just like clump up on your skin. They just look natural and it looks healthy.
I'm going to be doing a lot of research after this episode. Christian, retinol eye creams, what you got?
Yeah, so for retinols, just a pure retinol cream, again, I do shop at Sephora a lot, so I have a lot of stuff from Sephora. I am going to talk about affordable stuff too, but this is from a brand called Drunk Elephant, another cruelty-free brand. It's their A Passione retinol cream. I use this one as a spot treatment too. I'm really nervous with my skin. Like, I break out enough just on like a daily basis. So adding anything into my skincare routine gives me a little bit of anxiety. So I use this as a spot treatment when I do have breakouts and I start to get scarring, to try to hopefully turn those skin cells over a little faster and get those to lighten up. The downside to retinol, or maybe not the downside, but if you do use retinol,
side effects.
Yes, along when you use retinol products, you have to be super consistent with using your sunscreen also, because this is bringing up brand new skin cells. So that's the other reason I don't use it all over my face, because I feel like I've got some like major forehead wrinkles and stuff going already. I just don't want to age myself prematurely. For eye creams, this is one of those affordable brands I brought up. I talked about the Inky List with my cleanser. These are two different eye creams from the Inky List. This is a brightening eye cream. So again, Haley, this one is a really nice, affordable, cruelty-free option. It is a vitamin C based eye cream that's also really moisturizing. I've realized that although my face might be combo/oily, my under eyes are really dry. So I like using this one when they get dry. Vitamin C is something else where you should be using sunscreen on top of it. So again, if I think there's going to be a day I'm not using sunscreen, I do not wear this product, nor do I wear this one, because this is actually a retinol eye cream, because I have the under eyes of like a 45-year-old. So I was using it to hopefully lessen the wrinkles and kind of get that more youthful look back to my under eyes. I think because I wasn't wearing sweat resistant sunscreen and I was working out, that I may have kind of done more damage. So I haven't been using this one lately, but I did like it when I was using it. So again, Inky List, really good, like bare bones down to good ingredients brand that's sold at Sephora. So Haley, we should look at this.
Making my list over here.
Yes, look at those later.
Just want to reiterate, though, it is okay to have wrinkles and love yourself how you are. But if you do want to change those things, that is also okay. And that's why we're going over these products. So there are products that you really should use, like a cleanser or moisturizer and stuff like that. But there are products that are just if you want to fix certain things about yourself. But do not feel like you have to, because I believe we are all beautiful the way that we are.
Agreed.
So
Yes.
so I'll go to you, Carly, with retinol and eye creams.
Awesome. So I'm a newbie to using retinol. I just started using a retinol cream recently. And so because of that, I went with kind of a more really like value kind of brand. It's supposed to be, you can compare it to, I don't know if it's ROC or ROC. I'm not sure how to say that brand, but the ROC Retinol Correction Eye Cream is what this is supposed to be compared to. But this is just an Equate brand. I don't remember how much it was. It was pretty inexpensive. I think it was like $10 maybe. But I kind of wanted to be introduced to retinol and just trying to use it. And so I think the thing that I've known, or that I've noticed about it the most, that I want to talk to you guys about, is if you are thinking about starting a retinol cream, like for your eyes or for other fine lines and wrinkles, it's important to know all the things that Christian mentioned, but also be aware that sometimes you have to condition your skin to be ready for this. So use it maybe once or twice a week at first, and then use it every other day. And then you can start to use it every day if you feel like you need to do that. Just because if not, you will notice that your skin could get irritated. I have really sensitive skin, so I was very sensitive to retinol. And, you know, it made my skin really irritated and red and dry, which is not necessarily an allergic reaction. It's just kind of a normal side effect of retinol, really, if you use it potently. So just so you're aware, if you do have sensitive skin, and even if you don't, um, for any of these products, make sure that you know what you're putting on your face and make sure that you know how to use it. But so far, I can't talk about results yet with this because I've only been using it for a little while. But once I figured out how to use it appropriately as far as frequency for me, I've really liked it. I haven't had negative effects once I've like used it out. I use it now probably once a week, just because that's what my skin needs for the now, just because it's so sensitive. But I'm also, now that I kind of know what it's all about, or I'm getting used to it, I'm probably going to try a better quality product. Um, and see if that makes a difference, and if that helps, because sometimes if you get like a lower quality beauty product, especially if it's like a retinol or something like that, it might end up being harsher on your skin, or if it's targeted for something specific, it might just feel harsher on your skin. So all things to consider. um, but yes, as Christian mentioned, you really do need to make sure that you're protecting your skin from the sun if you're using these products. And they usually will have that disclaimer. Any skincare product that is going to make your skin extra sensitive to the sun, they should have a disclaimer on it, but we just want to make a disclaimer too, so that way you don't come back and say that we hurt you, because
Right.
we would be
Oh, gosh.
heartbroken. We would be so heartbroken. Truly. So don't do that. But explore the products that you want to, and feel the freedom to do that if you want to do that. So that's for me. I do also want to highlight an eye serum from the beauty brand called, I don't want to butcher this, but it's either Ipara or Ipera, maybe. Um, the one thing about this brand that I really, really loved immediately was the packaging. It's a really, really pretty, very minimalistic look, which I know, if you're an aesthetic person and you appreciate that, it's just a beautiful, beautiful brand. But their eye serum is clinically proven to improve the skin around your eyes and reduce puffiness and increase the firmness. So if you're looking to maybe start a new product, and you'd like to try a product like this one, you can find it on iparaskincare.com. That's EPARA skincare.com. I do know that this skincare line is more of an investment in your skin. So if you're at a place where right now you're trying to find things that are maybe a little bit more affordable, this skincare might be something to put on your wish list, and maybe get like for make an investment. But I think it's worth mentioning just because it's such a well-reviewed skincare line, and there's millions of good reviews about it. So I think it's worth mentioning. So go check it out if that's something that sounds interesting to you, if you'd like to learn more. So from there, ladies and gent, because it's not gents, ladies and gent. I'm so cheesy. Ladies and gent, we're going to be talking about moisturizers. Moisturizers help your skin stay hydrated and retain moisture, like the name suggests. It's rocket science. But yeah, it just helps your skin maintain moisture. And fun fact, if you have oily skin, a moisturizer is still important to use. And in fact, a lot of times if you have oily skin, it could be because your skin is deprived of the moisture, and so it's overproducing oil. And so if you introduce a good moisturizer to your skin, a lot of times that can help cease or lessen the oil production, because your body will be in homeostasis, right? It's constantly trying to give your skin what it needs. So if you are giving it the moisture that it needs, it's not going to try to overproduce moisture, because it's like, oh, we're good. And if your skin is dry and you give it the moisture that it needs, it's also going to return to homeostasis. So moisturizer is just good for you, like just period. It's really good for your skin. It's good for everyone. So I just wanted to point that out, because I used to think that when my skin was really oily that I didn't need moisturizer, and that is just not true. So always use moisturizer. Something that the esthetician, one of the estheticians told me when I managed a spa was that if you use at least a cleanser and a moisturizer and a sunscreen, you're doing so much for your skin. So, and it doesn't have to be like hardcore, but like as long as you're doing those things, like those are really like the core foundational things. And then everything else is just like the extra. I mean, they're all important, but these are the foundational things. So moisturizers. The moisturizer that I use CeraVe. Again, you're seeing a trend. I use this brand mainly just because it was recommended to me by these estheticians. It's a facial moisturizing lotion. It's a daytime one. They also have the nighttime one, but I'm actually out of that. But the daytime one I really like because it is a moisturizer, but it also has a broad spectrum SPF 30 in it. So it's a sunscreen as well. And I know we're not talking about makeup today, but I also use a mineral sunscreen foundation. So I have, sunscreen like built into these products, which I really like because I just don't want to add extra steps if I don't have to. And so having a moisturizer with sunscreen in it, it's nice because I feel protected. And yeah, so I really, really like this consistency and this brand. It doesn't really smell hardcore like sunscreen. It just feels moisturizing. So I really love it. I don't remember the price. Honestly, it's probably around the $15 or less category. So it's pretty affordable. And I really, really like it. So I will go around our virtual room. Let's talk to Christian. What moisturizer do you use?
So I just started using another one, or a new one from the brand Pharmacy again. This one's called the Daily Greens. It's pretty new. It just hit the market pretty hard. Like when it came out, there was a lot of hype about it, at least from the people that I watch on like YouTube and stuff. So I just started using that one. It's oil free and silicone free. I think I like it. The texture is really cool. It's kind of like puddingy, which might sound gross to some people, but it's a really nice like experience when you're putting it on. I'm gonna wait and see how my skin feels about it because I can just tell from how strong the fragrance is that it has fragrance in it. And I think my skin is sensitive to that as far as it causing redness. But before that, I was using this really affordable one from a brand called The Ordinary. This is sold at Sephora again, but it is a nice affordable brand. It is also cruelty-free to my knowledge. If anybody knows, if I'm wrong about any of this, please feel free to correct me in the comments so that people who do want to buy cruelty-free can do that. This is called their natural moisturizing factors plus hyaluronic acid. It's also silicone free. And it's really, it's a very nice, like bare bones moisturizer. It's not going to do anything fancy to your skin. It doesn't have a lot of active ingredients. The hyaluronic acid in it is something that some people might have to be careful with though. Hyaluronic acid's become a really hyped up ingredient in a lot of skincare lately, but what some people don't know or what might not be put out often enough is that hyaluronic acid pulls moisture into your skin, but if there isn't moisture in the air, it will pull it from within your skin. So like dry people using hyaluronic acid just straight on their face might get more dry. So with that one, I put it on and then I like spritz water. I'll take water on my hands and just pat it over my face so it pulls it in. But as far as like sensitive skin, it's just so basic that it's a really, really awesome, affordable moisturizer.
Love that. I'm gonna check that one out too.
Yeah.
I like things that are just like no nonsense, basic. This is what it is. Love that.
And it was good for my skin. So people that have acne, I did not have any issues with it breaking out. So that's good too.
Love that. Awesome. Gabby, what moisturizer do you love that you use?
So I mentioned this brand earlier, but I use Shea Moisture's moisturizing jelly cream. It's purifying and hydrating, and I use this a lot during the winter time because I was looking for a moisturizer that really brought a lot of moisture to my skin because I naturally have dry skin, and during the winter it just exacerbates it. I found, especially after I take a shower, after I wash my face, this works really well. And I know that even people with dry skin don't always react well to the same products that I use, but I definitely recommend this if you have dry skin, even in the summertime. And like we mentioned, that even in the summertime, if your skin gets a little more oily, you still need moisturizer. And I think this works really well. It's not that expensive. I got it at Ulta. I don't know if they sell it anywhere else, but it has green coconut and charcoal with white tea. So there's a lot of wonderful things about this. And again, they're cruelty free, African American owned. So I can't say anything but nice words about Shea Moisture. Their products are just top notch and very affordable. So top notch product for an affordable price.
Agreed.
Love that. Thank you. Mark, have you used a moisturizer before that you liked?
I have something to contribute.
Yay!
So I don't have it here with me because I actually ran out not too long ago, but I actually do use moisturizer from time to time. I actually use Neutrogena Hydro Boost. Comes in a cool little blue little container. Kind of looks like the ocean.
Nice.
But I will. I pretty much will only use moisturizer from time to time in like the winter. And that's because I go to a ton of football games, and will obviously usually I will volunteer to like help shovel snow for my condo association.
Aw.
So nice.
No one will. So I like to help out from that. So I get a ton of like windburn, or just from like being at those football games, like being outdoors for prolonged periods of time. It can kind of lead to some dry skin sometimes.
Yeah.
So in the winter, I'll actually decent amount. I'll use the Neutrogena product. I got it like as a gift like a few years ago, and then I was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. Again, from mom.
Go mom.
Go mom. And I was like, this works really well, so I just decided to keep using it. But it's pretty much something that I'll kind of do exclusively in the colder months.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioning, you getting windburn and different things. Actually, using moisturizer can help not necessarily fully prevent that, but if your skin is in a better state and it's not really dried out, it can in some ways lessen the effects of that. So for what it's worth, if you maybe are really diligent about moisturizing your skin, like before you're going to be in those situations, maybe you won't be in as much discomfort. So, but yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad you use a moisturizer. And I really like your mom. So we'll just
Right?
Yay,
just
Mom.
say, yay, mom. Love that. What about you, Haley? What moisturizer do you use?
So also, Mark, I don't know if you heard Carly before when she said, moisturizers are not just for dry skin, they're to help oily skin as well. So maybe think about using it all year round. It may help with some of that oiliness. And
True.
I wasn't sure if you were aware they make these little like blotters where you can blot the oil.
Yeah,
So
it's like paper.
it's like a little paper, and you just blot the oil, and that might help to where you don't have to go and like do hot and cold water as often. Just a thought for the future. I thought about it while we were just sitting here. So, so for me, I am like Mark, and I don't use it often, and I know I need to. Moisturizer is a huge, huge, important step, and so I do want to get a good one. The one I have right now is obviously the Mary Kay one. My husband also uses the Mary Kay one because I had quite a lot from my inventory. And more people bought the combo to oily, and this is the normal to dry skin. So I had a lot more of these than I did the combination. I think it's okay. I mean, I don't really know if it worked super, super well for me or anything. I feel like now as I've gotten older, I noticed my skin is more towards the dry, whereas when I first started like selling Mary Kay and using Mary Kay, I felt very normal, and they didn't think I had dry spots or oily spots. Again, very, very lucky in that. But I do notice a few dry spots now, so I'll leave Christian to help me pick out a good moisturizer. And then, yeah. I wanted to highlight because we did trick the guys in UI, and when we asked them 5 basic steps to skincare, and they did not know sunscreen was a step in skincare, and we kind of touched on it a little bit with Carly's products, but sunscreen in our products is very, very important because it protects our skin from the sun. So, as I mentioned, there's a night solution and then there's a day solution. So the day solution has SPF 30. I honestly don't know what else it's supposed to do. I only use it for the SPF 30.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I use it underneath my makeup. It's probably the only one I still use because of the SPF in it. I know, the sun damage can be so bad, especially when I have crime scenes that are outside, like the one I had this week. Obviously, it didn't help for 7 hours, but I think some of my primers might have it. I have multiple different kinds of primers. I am constantly trying to find what I like, and half the time I don't know. But we'll get to primers when we get to makeup.
This is why I go to Sephora and Ulta so much.
Yeah, this is why we go so much. And honestly, I spend way more money on makeup, and I really need to stop doing that because I have plenty, and I need to focus my efforts into my skincare now, which is why I'm glad we started with skincare. Is now I'm making lists over here. I know a lot of things I need. So to highlight a moisturizer that is a Black-owned beauty brand, it is called Base Butter. Not butter, it's butter, E-R. Just want to make sure, I don't want anybody to get confused with the first brand, because there's 2 separate brands, and we want you to consider both. They make a signature moisturizer that is also aloe vera based, and it gives you an even tone moisturized face without being shine or feeling greasy. Maybe I'll check out this one, actually. You can buy this moisturizer on basebutter.com. So
sounds great, actually.
Yeah, I mean, having aloe vera in it sounds great, especially for me.
Fantastic.
I didn't have aloe vera when I got my sunburn this week, and I was very upset about it.
Yeah.
I couldn't even wear makeup because using the makeup wipes was painful. So I might have to check that one out, actually. I'm glad that you found one, Carly. So now we're going to talk about nighttime masks. And if I don't use moisturizer often, I don't use masks. It's not one of the basic steps of skincare, but it's a really good step in skincare. So, or any face masks in general. It doesn't have to be nighttime, but you can get masks tailored to whatever your skin needs. There's so many different kinds of masks and brands and all that. And they can be used to help hydrate your skin. They can be used to remove excess oils and improve the appearance of your pores and then pull out impurities. So they have a lot of really good things that they do, which means I probably should start using those as well. So I did find, and it's probably Christian or our friend Melanie that got this for me. It's 111 Skin or 111 Skin. It's a rose gold brightening facial treatment mask.
Love.
So maybe I'll try this soon, depending on how long I've had it. I'll need to read
It'd be a good
that.
pampering experience for you. Sheet mask, take a bath.
It says leave on for 20 minutes. So, if I'm patient enough to sit there and do that, which is pretty much why I don't use them. So I am not a patient person. Sorry.
It's helpful if you put on a mask and then, like, if you can't sit and do it, just put on a mask and then do something around the house.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's been 20 minutes and you can take it off and your face will thank you and you didn't have to wait.
Yeah.
True. So I don't know if that is cruelty free or anything. I don't know anything about that brand. I just found it under my sink. So Mark, I'm gonna go to you first. Have you ever done a mask? And what kind of mask would you say you've used?
Well, my charcoal mask I put a little earlier. So a few times a week, I'll stick some of this cool stuff on, and definitely helps with kind of cleaning pores and blackheads. So definitely in favor.
I forgot you mentioned that one at the beginning. I should have known that.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm glad. Full circle. Gabby, what about you? Do you use masks?
Yes, I absolutely love face masks, and it creeps my fiance out sometimes. I'll walk out of the bathroom with a full face mask or a sheet mask on. He's like, you look really weird. I love doing face masks, but for an overnight mask, Bliss has a watermelon reviving and de-stressing mask. So again, if you suffer from dry skin, This is a great product. Or even if you need a little more moisture, even if you have oiliness and you maybe lean towards more dry, again, great. Just be careful to not like glop it on your face because it might make you break out a little bit. Because again, when you're sleeping on a pillow, there's still dirt and griminess on your pillowcase or on your blanket. So if you put too much of this mask on, it may cause you to break out, but it's definitely a great mask to go to sleep with. Just be careful. I wouldn't recommend using it every day, maybe 2 to 3 times a week, if that, but I use this more during the winter than I do during the summer.
That's pretty cool. I didn't even think about a nighttime mask. It's probably better for me, honestly, because then I don't have to worry about washing it off until the morning. So I'll have to look into stuff like that. Christian.
So I love that Gabby keeps bringing up like summer versus winter and that our skin changes, just because that's something I wasn't aware of until much more like recently in my life. That has nothing to do with my mask. I just want to shout Gabby out because I think it's bring up. So this was my favorite mask of all time. It's a little itty bitty mini. It's called the Glam Glow Super Mud Facial Clearing. Never mind, Super Mud Clearing Treatment. Was my favorite of all time. It's a charcoal / clay mask. So kind of like Mark said, charcoal and the clays pull stuff out of your pores, but it also has all those nice acids that I talked about in it. So I loved that. I would spot treat with it. If my pores in my T-zone got bad, I'd put it there. Unfortunately, Glam Glow is not cruelty free. So I'm sparingly using this one up because I will not be repurchasing it. But in its place, I got this mask in a subscription box. It's from Generation Clay. This one's called the Brightening Purple Clay Mask. It is cruelty-free, and it's just a clay mask. So I pair it with this serum from The Ordinary that it's a peeling solution. So I use it as a mask. It even says on the back, you should not leave it on. So I mix these two together. So I have my clay and my acids, and it kind of gives me the same effect that I would get from that one mask. I'm not sure about Generation Clay as far as price. I know the Ordinary product is very cheap. So if somebody needed like some kind of peeling solution, again, this is a mask. You leave it on for 10 minutes, take it off. I can't use it by itself. My skin's actually too sensitive for it now. So mixing these together is perfect. That, and then I don't know if these are technically masks, but I didn't know where to put them in. So I thought this might be a good spot. I have these, it's a weird name, but they're pimple patches. So they're called pimple patches, but they're actually a hydrocolloid. I think I'm saying that correctly, which just basically means it absorbs like fluid. Gross. I know. This is great.
No, it's your
good
body.
Dinner conversation, you know?
It's great.
But you put it on something that you think might be ready to be taken care of. You know, if you have a pimple that looks like you're ready to try to get it off your face. Yes, I didn't want to say it because I know it grosses some people out.
Say it.
You put it on and it actually pulls all of the nasty pus and all the fluid out of it and flattens it so you don't have to pop it. I'm a picker. That's why I get scars.
Same. I need that.
Yes, and they're cheap. They're $6. It's a K-beauty brand, and I believe all, if not a lot of K-beauty is cruelty-free. They don't require testing. So it's from CosRx. I didn't say that, but it's from CosRx. The one in the red packaging is the one you want to get if these sound interesting to you. But those are really, really awesome little things.
Yeah, I might need to try that because I pop it and then I pop it some more. Yeah. I pop it till it bleeds and then it's a scab.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, these are great for that because I do the same thing.
And then I pick my scabs and okay. Yeah. Anyways.
Right.
I do not let things just sit on my face. Okay. That's what we've learned.
I can't do it. I have a problem.
Based on some of the things that we've heard so far, or the companies that we loved and then we found out they were not cruelty free, can we please, as a beauty worldwide, go cruelty free? Okay. I'm just asking. Can we stop testing on animals? Every single brand, okay?
People do it.
We've gotten CoverGirl, which is a drugstore brand, be cruelty free. So come on, let's get everybody else, because then we wouldn't have to be like doing all these research and trying to figure out which ones are like almost lying to us, and we could use ones that actually really work, but you know, morally we're not going to buy. So shouting out all you beauty brands that are not cruelty free. Go cruelty free.
I
And-
think
talk.
Dove is trying to get Leaping Bunny certified. PETA
Amazing.
I don't know what the status of that is. I don't like using Dove deodorant because they have aluminum in their deodorant, and aluminum has been known to cause lumps in breasts. And I purposely use natural deodorant for that reason. I know aluminum is great to mask smell in your armpit, but it's not
Absorb moisture.
Not good for women
no. But
or
yeah,
men.
I heard Dove was one of those big name brands that are trying to lean cruelty free, and
We
I
need more of that.
I've been using cruelty free products for probably like 6 years now.
Yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
mean, I like that's my TED talk. For all those beauty brands that are not, I need you to go cruelty free. You know, we'll get into it when we get to makeup. There are cruelty free brands that I also don't support just based on the owners, which one of them has switched owners, and we'll talk about that later. But
I know what you're talking about.
probably. But they, it's not just the cruelty free, but that is a huge thing for me. If it is not cruelty free, I don't want to use it, which again, I'm going to throw away all this Mary Kay stuff finally after this and get some new stuff. But sorry, I went on a little rant there. Let's go to Carly and talk about what mask she uses.
Yeah. So right now I am using this Shea Moisture African Black Soap Clarifying Mud Mask.
Nice.
I like. Have you used it, Gabby?
Yes.
I love this mask. I love the way it feels. I love when it's on my face, and I love the way my skin feels when I'm done. And sometimes masks, because my skin is sensitive, sometimes masks I'll know right away. I'm like, ooh, this is not good. But this one has been very, very gentle, very calming, actually. So I really, really like it. I will probably buy it again and again. But it's like, I think it was $15 at Walmart. Like, it's really, really easy to find. So for those of you who are trying to like stay within the aisles of Walmart and just do the things, I think the whole Shea Moisture line is at Walmart and Target and stuff.
Check this one out.
It's a really good brand. And I really like it, but I haven't tried a whole lot more of their products. I mainly just tried their masks, so I really want to venture out and use more things.
Can I just say that the African Black Soap line is good for acne. I've tried a few of those products and I really like them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm super fan. I have nothing but great things to say. This one is technically for blemish prone skin. So I was hesitant to use it because I do have sensitive skin, and a lot of times blemish prone skin stuff has more like acne fighting things. But this one was very, very gentle. So huge fan of that. And I also want to highlight another Black owned beauty brand. There's a brand called Gold, and it's spelled like gold, but with an E at the end. And Gold has this mask called Clean Greens Face Mask, which actually has natural chlorophyll and other edible superfoods in it, and it's described as like a green smoothie for your skin. So I'm like really fascinated by this, and I really just want to try it based on the fact that it's just like all natural, like edible stuff. Yeah, fantastic. So I want to try it. That's one of the first things I'm going to try. And the website that you can buy it on is golde.co. So I'm really pumped about that.
That's pretty great. And I'm not going to even say TMI because I am not embarrassed to say this. I don't know if you guys know of any good body washes maybe that are good for acne prone. I feel like I got acne on my chest and sometimes like on my shoulders a lot. And I don't know if they're acne, but I get bumps on my arms. And so I feel like I need a really good exfoliating or acne prone body wash. If any of you ladies or Mark, I'm not going to exclude you, know of something that I should use, please tell me.
Totally. I don't have any recommendations at the moment.
Okay.
But like this has kind of opened up my curiosity, right? So
Yeah.
I know for sure, like, I'm gonna be looking up things, and I think our next episode we can do an update portion
Yeah.
for
If
like
you've
things
bought
that we
anything or
found
tried anything
out
new. Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. So yeah, if you guys know of anything, or I'll start doing some research too. I've needed to for a while because I feel like I get some acne on my face, mostly along the chin, a little bit up on the hairline from, of course, sweating, oils, and then like on the lip area. So I don't get a whole lot of acne on my face, but I feel like I constantly have it on my like upper chest. So that I want to work on. And I want to just kind of wrap things up here and learn your skincare routine. So we kind of talked a little bit about that along the way. But if you guys just want to share with our listeners and our viewers, if they're watching on YouTube, what your routine looks like. So, for me to go first is easy because I do not have a routine. And I obviously put makeup on, but not all the time. I just put makeup on today for True Crime and Chill and One for the Girls podcast. So I'll use my wipes here in a little bit, take it off, and put some water on my face. So not great. Not all I should do, but that's what I do right now. So Mark, do you have like a skincare routine that you go through daily?
I wouldn't say that it's anything that's really set. Like I've kind of mentioned, I like every few nights I'll use the charcoal mask product. Like I mentioned, over the course of the day, I'll make my many. When I am working in an office, I use it as an excuse to get away from my desk. But now that I'm home, it's just an excuse to go around where I go to, kind of wash my my face off. But I mean, other than that, I mean, other than just kind of sometimes putting, I like to use tea tree conditioner in my beard. So I'll put that in every morning. But besides that, I don't think that there's much that I do other than just, I wash my face when I'm in the shower.
Yeah. And, I have noticed that men with beards are very particular about what they put in their beards and have a lot of products that they put in their beards. So it's almost like their skincare routine, but for beards.
Tea tree smells amazing. I use it.
Yeah.
But that's great.
Take on tea tree oil, Mark.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I don't know if I agree, but that's okay. I respect you. And I'm glad you can put that right where you can smell it.
Listen, I said the other day in my house that lavender is disgusting and smells horrible, and my husband almost left me because he loves it. So you just never know. Like some people love a smell and some people don't.
Yeah, totally.
Gabby, do you want to walk us through like your morning or night routine?
So my morning routine, I like to use the cleanser that I mentioned way at the beginning from Pacifica. And then I'll typically pat dry. With a towel, if you like scrub your face or you like get aggressive, it will cause premature wrinkles. So pat dry your face. And then I will use a toner, depending on where my skin is at. It might be a pore purifying toner or might be a hydrating toner. And then I will put my serum on. I don't use a ton because I also use moisturizer, and I always fear that it might be too much moisture and it may cause acne breakouts. But I'll put like a little bit on the back of my hand, and I'll pat it into my skin, and then I'll use my moisturizer, and then I will put my eye cream under my eyes. I also use my eye cream in the morning and at night, because I feel like it really shows results that way rather than using it once a day. And like I mentioned, the Honest Beauty eye cream is really good with brightening up your under eyes, and it definitely makes me look more awake even if I'm really tired. So
I'm gonna need that.
Yeah,
That's gonna be my update. Is I'm gonna go buy that tomorrow and start trying it.
yeah.
And just kind of like what Gabby said, a lot of these products people will use morning and night. Like they're not just use it once in the day and you're totally okay. Like you got to clean your face, with your cleanser and stuff from sleeping. And then also throughout the day, your face is getting dirty. So Christian, do you want to tell us what your routine is?
Yeah, I will go through it quickly. In the morning, I wake up. I'm just using a sample packet right now of a cleanser. I do a much more gentle cleanser in the morning. I don't have one specifically. That's why I didn't mention it. But something that's not going to strip my skin. Like Gabby said, I pat dry, and then I'm using the Super Goop matte screen. It's an SPF 40 all mineral for my acne prone skin. I want all mineral in my sunscreens. Chemical sunscreens tend to break me out. They can do that for a lot of people with acne, or they can be very, very irritating. Yes, which might be because you have sensitive skin. They can be super irritating. So if I'm going to exactly, if I'm going to go work out, and I'm going to be sweating outside, I put on this one because it's sweat and water resistant. If not, I put on this one by Purito. It is another K-beauty brand, so it's cruelty-free. You can find it on Amazon. It's affordable. It's SPF 50 PA++++, 4 pluses, which just basically means your skin is at like right, exactly. It's at maximum protection, and this one's more like a moisturizer. So for my people out there who are looking for a little bit of balance in their skin, that's a really good one. And then I dust a little bit of this Tarte Set and Protect mineral powder on top because it is a powder mineral SPF. So I dust that on for just a little bit more protection. Then when I come home at night, I use the pharmacy to take off all my sunscreen. Because even if you're not wearing makeup, if you wear sunscreen, that is also something that it's really good to remove that with something oily. It breaks it down all the way. So I do that, hop in the shower, rinse it off. In the shower, I wash with the salicylic acid cleanser. When I get out, I moisturize with the Daily Greens. If I feel like I am having issues with redness, I use the SOS spray before. It's supposed to help with that kind of stuff. So if I do, I would do that after the shower and then put my moisturizer on top. Any nights when I feel like I'm having skin issues, before I put on my moisturizer, I would use like the Prism serum, my acid serum. If I need to spot treat, I go in with that kind of stuff. Throw on my eye cream and crawl in bed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like, okay, so when we go to Sephora, I'm like, ooh, makeup, this is this. And Christian's like, hey, let's go over to skincare. So now I need to like follow her and go to skincare because I've done enough in makeup. Anyways.
I've learned how important it is.
I mean, I'm still learning with makeup. Don't get me wrong. I don't know how to contour. I don't know how to do half the stuff that these amazing people can do. I can't use liquid eyeliner or lashes. I'm getting there, but
you're still amazing.
Anyways, last but definitely not least, Carly, why don't you let us know what your routine is?
Sure. So it's kind of similar to y'all's, but maybe not as involved. I start with my cleanser. Well, if I'm wearing makeup, I'll remove my makeup first, usually with makeup remover wipe, and then, but like if it's in the morning, like that's not a step that I'm doing. So just depends. But I'll cleanse first, and then I use my toner, just like on a little cotton round. Use my toner, and then after my toner, I use my my serum, and then I will moisturize. And it's interesting because this moisturizer that with the SPF in it, I don't think this is a mineral sunscreen, but I have not reacted poorly to this, but I have reacted poorly to other like sunscreens that weren't mineral sunscreens. So if you didn't know that, and because I know Christian mentioned it, but if you're out there in the world and you're like, I am really sensitive to these sunscreens I'm putting on my face, maybe that could be part of it. So check out a good mineral sunscreen, and they usually will tell you that on the label. You don't have to guess. It's like, is this a mineral? It'll say like mineral sunscreen. This one doesn't have that, but it has been very, very gentle on my skin, and I break out really easily. So anyway, but yeah, so I'll do my serums, my moisturizer, and I'm just now using eye cream, and I usually tend to use this retinol eye cream at nighttime, and I only use it sparingly. So we'll update as things change, but that's that. And then as far as masks go, if I use a mask, which is only maybe once a week, sometimes I'm not as good about using a mask as often. But when I do this, I'll usually cleanse my face first and then do a mask. And then once the mask is done, I'll wash the mask off. And then if I feel that I need a toner, then I will use a toner and go through the steps in that direction. So usually for the masks, it's just like step 2. If you're going to use a mask, for me anyway, that's what I do. I don't know if that's right, but that's what I feel.
It's
so,
right for Carly either way.
Yeah, well, you know, because the order, like again, we talked about the order is really important. So you want to make sure that like if you're putting stuff on your face and then you put a mask on over that,
you just take it off.
Then you're taking it all off. Right. So you're wanting to make sure that, which, you know, and if you are watching or listening and you've done that, we've all done it and it's cool. Again, the whole point of this whole video is to empower each other and to help us have healthier skin and help us feel strong and confident, because, you know, it's really not a cliche. We really are all beautiful. I believe that. And I think that it helps us to believe that whenever we're healthy, as far as like our skin, or even, you know, if we're able to feel like we're in control of our skin health, it really boosts our confidence and helps you feel on the inside what we already know about your outsides. So, I just wanted to say all that, but I'm really excited about this series, and I'm glad we started with skincare, because some of you might or might not know that if you're having skin problems with your foundation or anything with your makeup, it all goes back down to skincare. Yeah. So I've noticed a significant difference in how my makeup sits on my face and how my, you know, the texture of my face once I took better care of my skin. So if that's something that you're like, oh, I want to know more about that, start to figure out what skincare routine looks like for you, and maybe you'll see a difference in how your makeup feels on your face. So thank you to everyone in our virtual room for being here on the show. Thank you for everyone who's listening and who's watching us. We are tickled that you're taking your time to listen and be here, and I am beyond tickled and excited that you guys are virtually in this room with Haley and I. I mean, it's really fun. We really have a lot of fun preparing, and we work really hard on these each week, and so it's just exciting for y'all to be a part of it. So love that. Thank you guys for being here. Please strongly consider buying those products we mentioned, not only the ones that we use, that we endorse, but also these Black-owned beauty businesses. Please consider giving support to them. If you are finding yourself not sure of how to be really supportive right now of Black people, this is a great way. Like, put your money, you know, into their businesses, and that's a great way to be supportive and help them thrive. It truly is. It might be one of the easiest ways, honestly. I mean, if we start there. So love that. I know I'm going to try them. We're going to try to link as many of these products for you within reason, so it's not ridiculous. But we will at least for sure link.
Maybe it'll be
the
like
Black
a little
Beauty brand
subtweet too, so that we can get all of them in there.
Yeah, we will for sure link all of the Black Beauty brands, and then from there we'll link all the others that we can. We might have to do a couple of tweets worth, but we will get you that information. So before we say goodbye, let's go around the virtual room and just tell everyone where they can find us online. So Haley, let's start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at CSI Haley, all in caps, just because. You can also check out Pones Media on Twitter and ponesmedia.com. Keep up with us. To find us on YouTube, you want to go to Pones Media. It's not just One for the Girls. It's going to be all of our podcasts on YouTube. So check that out. Make sure you subscribe. And One for the Girls podcast also has their own Twitter. It is at the number One for the Girls. So, or One for the Girls pod, I believe. So check all that out, and, you know, keep up to date with us all.
Love that. Christian, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at It's Me Christian G. That's Christian with a K.
Love that. Gabs, what about you?
You can find me at Moneybags Gabs on Twitter. I don't know why I have that name. Just
I think it's a fantastic name.
I do too.
Yes. It just stuck, but yeah, that's where you can find me on Twitter, and you can also find me hosting our wonderful true crime podcast that Haley is on. You guys, and Mark was on as well, but One is welcome. So if you ever are interested in any of the topics, definitely take a listen and join our true crime podcast.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Love. Okay, Mark, where can we find you online?
Well, I can be found on twitter.com at markpacelli13. That is Piselli.
Love it. We will find you. I've already found you, but for the listeners, we will
The
find
listeners
you.
should find you. Mark puts
Yes.
out good content.
Yes, they will. And you can find me on Twitter. I'm at Carly Green Music. And you can find me on Instagram at Carly Green Official. That's where I'm active the most. And we're excited. You guys,
Yes.
please follow us if you think that we're interesting and you like what we're doing. Follow our show. We would love it. If you enjoyed the show today, please subscribe, like, rate, review, share. Haley shared with her grandmother. I mean, you
Yes.
could do the same. We are all ages, all everything. We want you to listen if you feel like it speaks to you. So have a great week and take care of yourselves.
Real quick.
Oh,
I just got to shout out to my grandma and say hi, Ninny. I love you. I know you're going to be watching this one. So she doesn't have Spotify or Apple, so I made sure to let her know we'd be on YouTube, and I let her know that we're doing skincare. So I can't wait to see you later this year. Okay.
Hello.
Hi, Grandma.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.